Now we shall look into the next table function, which is values. So again, we have to go to table view, click on new table, because whenever you wanted to create any table function, you have to click on new table. Values example. Okay. Values, if you look at the value syntax, it is either expecting you to pass on a table name or a column name. So what exactly it does is, let's pass a column name. Let's say from the sales table, I will pass the column name of channel. And let's see what happens. So it is giving me all the unique values of that particular column. Wholesale distributor export. Okay. It is as simple as that. So values table function will give you all those distinct values or the different values in that particular column. Let's say you have, you pass something else here. Let's say you pass order date or order number. You'll get all the order numbers here. All the order numbers. You can create whatever you want. Like you can pass whatever you want. Like say order quantity. You can also get that information. You can see these are the different distinct quantities that has been ordered, right? You can also get revenue, sales revenue. So what are the different revenues that have been generated over all these records? So this is your values table. So I'm going to keep it with some warehouse code or something like that. Okay, you give me all the different warehouse codes in my sales table. Okay, so this is how the values function works. So the implementation of the values functions in the measure. So let us see that in an example. So let's go back to our this particular page where I wanted to just create a new measure. Create a new measure. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to put table function values. Yeah, I'm going to add it in a measure. So again, I'm going to use something different function. Say you already heard about this average function. Right? We have already seen this average x function. So how did we create average x function earlier? Earlier we have used sales table and we have written something called as order quantity multiplied by total cost. If you remember, that was our formula, unit cost. This was our formula. This is average cost that occurred in our sales. So that's what we have created. But now I'm going to do a different calculations. I wanted to do something different. Maybe let's say, let's keep it this way. I wanted to get average sales, right? Average sales. Total sales, I already created the total sales formula, which is a measure. I'm just passing the measure. So I wanted to get the average sales done. You can get like this, right? Average sales done. But I don't want to get a regular average sales, but I'm more interested in using this values function, right? In the table place, I'm just passing a table virtually by creating a warehouse code, right? Say sales warehouse code. I'm just passing a warehouse code. I'm saying, give me those 4 warehouse codes as my table, right? 4 warehouse codes. Once we get those 4 different warehouse codes, these total sales will be calculated by iterating over those 4 warehouse codes. Like for each warehouse code, what is my total sales? And this other second warehouse code, what is my total sales? Like that, it will be averaging out and giving you the average sales for those 4 warehouse codes. Let me just click on commit and see what happens here. So here I'm going to add total sales also, so that I'll get a picture. As you can see, we do not have any filter, because you already saw about the filter table function that was only there in the 2023. So I'm adding table function values. Okay, now you see. So what is this we have created just now? If you look at this, this is the average average X value. So let us say on that day, the average value is the same thing. So I'm going to just change this date. Okay. Maybe for a particular customer. Okay. That would be more relevant. Right? So for this customer, this person has done a sale of this much. Okay. And if you talk about only the values part, like values implementation. So what we are doing here, average, we are getting the average sale value. So if you reduce a specific data set, you'll get a further minimized. Okay. So now if you look at this, I've just changed the date range. For this context, for this particular customer, this is what the sale is happening. And if you can look at specifically, this is the average sales for the 4 warehouse codes. So if you wanted to look, analyze further detail, you can just add a warehouse code here. So you can see, I'll just add the warehouse code. So now you can see, of course, this value will be same because it's an individual warehouse code. But in order to get a real breakup, you do not want to add a warehouse code because otherwise the average would not be getting properly, right? Either we could add a channel instead of customer name, you'll get a more broader perspective. Okay. So for this distributor channel, this was the total sales, and this was your average for all these 4 warehouse codes, right? This is the average value. And further, you can write multiple measures. Let's say I wanted to add a new measure similar to this. Let me just delete this filter function so that you have only the. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste this, and what I'm going to create now is new measure, and here I wanted to say table function values to average x. Instead of average x, I'll say minimum x. You already know about that iterative function, right? So I'm going to add that iterative function here. You can see. So now you can understand this is the distributor total sales, right? And for this 8 million sales, here I can see 4.4 million was my average sales for all the 4 warehouse codes. Right? And then 2.8 million is the minimum sales for all the 4 warehouse codes, right? So we can calculate as many variations of this as possible. So the implementation of this values function goes this way. Okay, you can pass that table as a subset of table X.